Ever get that uncanny feeling? You know, you maybe look up an online casino,
Oh, yeah.
and then bam, suddenly every single ad you see is all about slots or big bonuses.
Definitely. It feels like way too specific to just be chance, doesn't it?
Right. It's more than just basic ad targeting.
You're spot on. And that's what we're digging into today. This deep dive is all about the really sophisticated world of online casinos, how they track and analyze pretty much every digital move you make. It goes way beyond simple stuff.
Exactly. We've been looking at this source. It's kind of a narration, and it raises some pretty serious questions about what you might call surveillance marketing, specifically in online gambling.
Mm-hmm. And our mission here, it's pretty straightforward, really. We want to understand the sheer scale of the data these platforms are gathering, the detail, and crucially, what does that actually mean for you, the user?
So it's about being informed,
Yeah.
aware, not just clicking buttons.
Precisely. Knowledge is key here.
Okay, so first point. This source really hammers home that online casinos aren't just, websites for gambling. They're basically advanced data collection engines.
That's the core of it.
Uh-huh.
They're not just noting if you win or lose a hand.
Yeah.
No, the data gathering is incredibly granular. Think about your search history.
Like what?
Well, if you've maybe searched for best slots to play, or, I don't know, casinos with high payouts, that kind of stuff gets logged.
Okay.
Plus, they look at your device, your operating system, even apparently how fast you move your mouse across the screen.
Wait, mouse speed. Seriously, wow, that's a level of detail I hadn't even considered.
It is. And it's not just confined to their website either. They track location, if you're not using a VPN, obviously.
Right.
What time of day you log on, where you came from, like, did you click a link or type the address directly?
Right. And this source mentions third-party tracking too, so it goes beyond their own site.
Absolutely. Some casinos work with these third-party tracking companies. They embed little bits of code, pixels or cookies on various websites.
So they can follow you around the internet.
Sort of, yeah. They monitor your behavior across different sites. So say you're reading a Reddit thread discussing betting strategies.
Okay.
Or maybe watching YouTube reviews comparing slot game RTP's return to player percentages. That activity, that interest, can get fed back and added to your profile.
Even before you've actually signed up to that specific casino.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the kicker. It can build a picture of you before you even register.
Which kind of explains those bonuses that feel almost psychic. Like they read your mind.
Exactly. It's not psychic, it's data. Those perfectly timed, seemingly tailor-made bonus offers. They're often the direct result of all this background data analysis. They know what buttons to push, so to speak.
Because they've built this incredibly detailed picture, the source called it a psychological fingerprint.
That's a really good way to put it, actually. These aren't simple systems. They use complex behavior prediction models.
To predict what, exactly?
Things like your likelihood to deposit money, your general appetite for risk, what types of games you gravitate towards, slots, poker, blackjack, whatever.
So the goal is keep you there,
Yeah.
keep you playing.
Essentially, yes. Keep you engaged, keep you spending. It's all about maximizing user lifetime value from their perspective.
Okay, but some of this just sounds like good marketing.
Personalization, right?
Making the experience better for me.
And that's the tricky part. It's often framed as personalized marketing, sure. And sometimes it might genuinely make things more convenient.
Right.
But there's a very fine line, isn't there? When does helpful personalization cross over into, manipulation? When does tailoring become a trap designed to exploit your habits or impulses?
Yeah, that's the question. Where's that line?
It's a really important one to ask. Because the underlying dynamic is that you're not just playing a game when you interact with these sites.
You're feeding the machine.
You are. You're constantly providing data points to a system specifically built to analyze, predict, and ultimately influence what you do next.
Which brings us back to that core idea from the source. Are you choosing the game? Or is the game, in a way, choosing you?
It makes you think, doesn't it? How much agency do you really have when the environment is so carefully calibrated based on your own past behavior?
Okay, so wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be online casinos use really extensive tracking, way beyond what most people probably realize.
Deep data analysis to understand users, predict behavior, and influence actions.
And those personalized experiences, the custom offers, while maybe appealing on the surface,
They carry that potential risk of being manipulative,
yeah,
of crossing that line we talked about.
right. So a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah, maybe think about this beyond just online casinos.
Yeah.
Consider your entire online footprint. All those little data exchanges happening constantly, invisibly across the web.
Who's collecting it all? And maybe more importantly,
Who really benefits from knowing all that about you?
eh,
Something to mull over.